Hey, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. I'm on my way back from Tubigon, where I have the Big Blue is some work being done on it. And so I've come back on the bus because it's still not finished and I have to get a couple of new shock absorbers which they didn't have in stock. So I'm being dropped off at a different place today, which means that I walk past this church. And this church, it's got an unusual story. It used to be a very small church, so I was just turning the viewfinder around, and now it's not a very small church. And it's interesting the way that they did it. They left the small church intact and they built the big church around it completely. Which was quite unique. As you can see, the work is still going on, and I'm sure, as it's a church, they won't mind me looking inside. I did speak once before to the pastor, who was actually very cooperative. Good afternoon. Can I come in? Oh wow, look how big. It really is great. So there used to be this small church inside. Wow, very nice. How are you? You don't mind if I film inside? Yes? It's okay for me to film?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I came in once before when the old church was still inside.
Yeah.
That's quite a story. So what's going to be here for all this scaffolding? What will you do?
To ceiling.
Okay.
Yes, the railing.
Oh, there's going to be some kind of facade there which houses the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it's looking great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me look inside. Thank you.
Pastor is there. The person needs pastor up. You want to...
I just wanted to look inside. You know, another time when you're further on,
Yeah.
I'll come again.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Bye. So this church is not very far from the road. And all coming along. Okay, well that's a little glimpse of church life in Bogus. And this is the old path that we used to come up. It used to be quite a difficult path, as I think I may have showed you once before. When I first bought the bike, when Beth and I first got here, this was the path that we used to take. For someone who hadn't ridden a bike for many years, I have to tell you this was a challenge. I actually remember coming off the bike when I had Talek with me, and we came off going to the side, mostly because it used to be a lot worse than this. I've tidied it up, but it was very ridged, and we put a wheel off here. We also had 40 kilos of rice in a bag that was on the back as well, which wasn't making things any easier. But this was a challenge, especially going up here now. Look at this. Now, in the wet, cause for caution and no small amount of concern. Well, for me anyway. Filipinos just take this in their stride because they've been on a bike since they were like 1 year old. And going up this, I think I would be concerned at doing this now, as we almost were back on a bike a few days ago with all our troubles with vehicles. But the way it worked out, we were able to use the bus. Well, this is it's a challenge. If you look right up to the top there, come back down, and you go down there. I remember Talik and I were coming down here, and we saw in one of the narrow parts where there was a bend, and probably about here, we saw a carabao dragging a fully loaded bamboo sled, and we stopped. There was nowhere for us to go. We couldn't get off because of deep ridges on either side. The carabao just kept coming, and we called, "Hello, anybody driving?" Nope. Carabao seemed to be on its own. Kept coming and coming and coming until finally it just stopped because we were in the way. And then a little boy's head popped up from the boxes that were on the back. He'd been too scared, saw the motorcycle coming, didn't know what to do, so he didn't do anything. So look, this hill is still ongoing. Look, and it goes right down. And you can hear me puffing and panting already. So it's away. Well, that's enough with the little church visit. Thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.